All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and gals, this is Ernest Odell with the Cash Now Funnel program, and we have on the call today the master of traffic generation and customer lead sign up, Mr. Todd McCart. And we're going to let Todd kind of take over and do some Q&A. And if you have comments, put them in the comments down below the video, and I'll see them over here, uh, over on the feed, and I'll highlight your questions to him when we get to the Q&A. But I'm going to let him take off and kind of introduce himself, tell him what he's all about, where he's come from, and his background. And I'm going to give him full screen, let him get started right now.
Sounds good.
Let's see, do a solo layout and let you go.
All right. Thank you, my man. Ernest, thank you so much for inviting me here to this group. And we're kind of like sharing this group. And it's going to be a whirlwind. It's already been a whirlwind this first 30 days. And I personally haven't been in the Cash Now funnel for about 16 days now, I believe. But again, my name is Todd McCart. I'm in my humble abode here in the top of the mountains in Tennessee. Um, I'll start off a little bit about me. Um, I built bridges and towers for 28 years. I started out building bridges and ended up building towers when I retired. I retired at 51. As you can imagine, at 51, when you're hanging and building towers and stuff like that, you get to the point where your body really can't do it anymore. So, and I built all over the world. I mean, not little baby towers, some big old towers. So at 51, and I do believe I was in Arizona when I had this thought that I'm going to retire. I'm going to get off of this tower stuff. And I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. So I called my wife. I say, hey, pick me up at the airport. She does this all the time, like once every 2 weeks. She picks me up at the airport. I get off the thing and I'm limping a little bit. I'm sore. I'm just wore out. I'm like, God. She picked me up and give me a hug and talk about the kids. And I told her, I says, you know what? I think I'm going to leave the towers. She's going to retire. And she goes, well, what? Because we're making $100,000 a year. And she says, well, what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. And she says, you think that's a good plan? I said, no, I don't think it's a good plan. So I came home and it was really bothering me. I said, man, I got to replace $115,000 a year. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. But anyway, I made a commitment, and so I'm sticking with it. I still have a family to feed. I got girls in college. So I started Googling things. I say, okay, how do you make $115,000 a year with my education? I have no education. High school, Army, boom, bridges and towers. Ooh, boy, there was not a whole lot of jobs out there. Not that in the back of my mind, I really wasn't looking for another job. Okay. But I was looking for more just money. Okay. So I then typed into Google, I said, who makes the most money in what industry? And network marketing came up. Well, in 2015 is when this took place. There wasn't a thing called affiliate marketing back then. Yes, there was, but it wasn't as prevalent as internet marketing and making money online. So I saw that and I jumped right in, hands all in, boom. I didn't know a dang thing. And but I tell you what, I failed miserably. My first year, I think I made 26 bucks. But I was doing side work and I was surviving. But my wife says, I don't think this is going to work. I says, yeah, well, I'll make it work. So I started learning some other things, and I learned that lead generation is the key. It's the key. I'm hands down. Because if I can show my website more than anybody else, I win. Plain and simple. Okay. So that's how I got into network marketing, affiliate marketing, uh, whatever you want to call it, make money online marketing. That is how I got involved. I've had some great success. I've built a lot of companies big. I started off in the health and wellness, and I think I personally sponsored like 41 people. That grew into over 30,000 people, and I still get paid on it today. And every business I get in, I go big and I go fast. Why do I do that? Well, why do you want to wait for money? It just didn't make any sense to me. I'm not going to wait around for somebody else to promote this business, this funnel, this product, when I can go out and promote it the best. Well, the challenge lies ahead. How do you generate leads? Again, you really struggled in the first year because I fell for everything, traffic exchanges, because I was worried about the low dollar. I can't put a lot of money in, but when you don't put a lot of money in, you don't get a whole lot of results. Okay, I'll just put it to you that way. That's how I thought back then. Now I think I want the best people that are like-minded like me, that are looking for an opportunity, okay, that have a credit card in hand, and here's the kicker, that have bought before online. I think that, man, I target marketed that thing right down to what I wanted. Okay. Now all I got to do is find them. And I did. With my traffic source, I found them. And Ernest was nice enough to put this on the screen, the cashmaker.one.
So basically, you got out of the tire business.
Tire business. You got to stop going through the tire kickers is what you got to go through. And you know what? Even in targeted marketing, you're going to find people that, are hard-headed and I call them the lunchbox mentality. They just don't know. They don't know that there's better out there, or they're so stuck in that lunchbox mentality where I have to get up at 7. Well, I'm not getting up at 7. My wife wants to go shopping. She kisses me on the head. Goodbye. I'll see you. I'm getting up when I get up. Okay. Yeah. My life, my rules. Okay. Right. And it takes some work to get there. I was telling Ernest earlier that, hey, man, this takes work. This is the most work I've done in 3 weeks since the Cash Now funnel come out than I've done in 2 years. Because like I said before, I found targeted, marketed leads, and I worked them, got them to my website bigger and faster than anybody else. I won. I built a residual income. They still are paying me to this day. That was 5 years ago. I'm sorry. 5 years ago. That's how you do it. You go big, you go fast. You build that foundation of residual income so you can do what you want to do. You're not going to do it with 20-cent clicks, because what you're doing is just get in your car, ride down the road, and throw your money out. Boom. You're not going to get a return on investment. You might have someone destroy your autoresponder, because when you get bad leads in your autoresponder, it kills your domain name. Okay. It kills your autoresponder.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're out searching for another autoresponder to set up and do something new. No, I'm not looking for that. Okay. You want targeted people visiting your website. That's how you keep success. That's how you have a strong foundation built. You need to position yourself for success. I mean, it's real simple, and I find myself during the day is what I do is I work about an hour in the morning and an hour at night, but now I'm starting to kick it up, jumping in an hour here, an hour there, because I need to do more income generating activities. What's income generating activities? Income generating activities is reaching out to people on Facebook, running more traffic, following up with the people that are landing inside my autoresponder personally. Because here's what I found. If I do lead generation, get the lead in there, and I find that I have targeted people that are actually looking, what do I got to do? I pull them offline. I text them. Okay, like I'm working my list of goals. Where's my list of goals? Right here. My list of goals. There's 71 list of goals right now. And I go through and I say, okay, I texted them all once. Hey, I'm Todd. You need help setting up your funnel, let me know. Connect on Facebook. That's it. Then I send them an email. Hey, did you get set up? And I go through this process. I don't beat them up, and I don't call them every day. What are you doing? I don't do that.
Right.
It's all about business, because what I know is I got targeted marketed leads that are like-minded like me. I don't want somebody calling me, hey, what are you doing? Did you set up? Did you do this? Did you do that? I don't know. I tell them what to do. Because let's face it, most folks have worked a job for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. They're used to people telling them what to do. They need it. If you don't have a call to action in every email, you need a call to action in every text. What do? Hey, connect on Facebook. I just told them, let's connect on Facebook. Hey, go to my YouTube and I'll show you how to set up this funnel if you're brand new. 9 out of 10 are brand new. Okay. They're not looking, they don't know what Ernest knows. Hell, I'm a copy paste kind of guy. I'm not an embed code guy. I'm a copy paste guy. If I can teach this person how to copy paste, very simple, and turn an income over from simple tasks like that, that's what I like. And they like. Okay, you got to be result driven and looking for income generating activities, not straighten out your folders, not cleaning up your email. There's plenty of time to do all that. Okay, income generation or income activity generating activities and lead generation is all you got to do. Okay, it's real simple, and that's what I do. Okay, now Ernest, he does some high tech stuff.
I was just going to point out, maybe people need to go back and watch step 3 again.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
last step in the funnel, but
Mhm.
you're saying the same thing that Frank says about getting good leads.
Oh, yeah.
If you have to go out and mow some yards or something or rake leaves to make that extra payment
Yeah.
or to scale up,
Right.
I've talked to a lot of people. They said, Ernest, I just don't have the money to go all in. I said, scale up and take each step that you can afford. You don't
Mhm.
have to buy them in any particular order. I said, but you do want to get into the gold and the LGA.
Mhm.
Get into that 53.97 a month and the 105 a month so that you can start bringing people in and making those residuals,
Yeah.
because the other packages, those are upsells, one-time commission.
Yeah. I like those.
And you can make some money. I said, all you need is 100 people. And they said, oh, I don't know 100 people.
Yeah, you do.
This is where you get solo ads,
Mhm.
targeted traffic at cashmaker1.com.
Mhm.
Buy your leads, like Todd said, get qualified people, like-minded people that are buyers. They've bought stuff before. They're not tire kickers. They're not looking for freebies, and they're not looking for biz ops. Okay.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Um,
So when you're looking at solo ads, and I've run thousands of dollars, I mean thousands upon thousands of dollars at Udemy, I found a couple good vendors. I'm paying 50 to 60 cents for uh, a targeted lead, supposedly. Okay. But here's the problem. Their targeted is like the sunshine, you know,
right.
that's targeted. That's not targeted. This is targeted,
Yeah.
narrow.
And you don't have to spend $200,000 a month
No,
to
no.
make $1 million a month.
Mm-mm.
Uh, although
No.
I do know some people that are spending 20% of their revenue, like that. They're
If
they're
I had it, I
spending
would.
they're spending 6 figures a month, but they're making 7 and 8 figures a month
Yeah.
in revenue.
Mhm.
But they're
You
doing
got to
more
get
than
that target.
they're
That
they're
target
doing more
market.
than one source. They're not wearing out one source
Right. Right. And
because
when you're doing that, we have many capture pages to use. Okay. The
mhm,
idea is to use the easiest, simplest one because
right.
you got 3 seconds. Boom.
Use those red pages that Frank put up.
Yep. I use the simplest one.
LP6.
Because what is it? Turn $1 into a six-figure income.
Yeah, I think it's
Even you can screw it
LP6.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
LP6.
I made a capture page. Uh, I ran in traffic probably 3 or 4 years ago. It says a white page that I used Cloudflare to make it pop like that. You
Mhm.
know, uh, it said, I can't remember what it said. You're almost done. Confirm your email and start collecting your checks now. That was amazing. My opt-in rate was like 70%, which is ridiculous.
Hmm.
I mean, it was stupid. Oh
Yeah,
my
I've used some ugly sites that
God.
work very well. It's just all text based, no pictures, no graphics, no
Yeah,
background.
yeah. It was
Just a
like a
good
sense of
solid call to
urgency.
action.
It's urgent that you confirm your email now. So they're enter their email and you start getting paid tomorrow or
Yeah,
today.
right.
Holy cow. It's amazing because you just don't know. Everyone's different. When that person's looking at your capture page that day, enters his email, the doorbell might have rang. Okay. He
Right.
leaves that page, he comes back, it's gone. Okay.
Hmm.
You got to capture that email. Okay. You got to follow up. But you just don't know. And the world is busy. You've got to be quick. That building that foundation, you got to go big and you got to go fast. When you're buying traffic, okay, it's not all the same. I don't care what anybody says. It's not the same
No, it's not.
because you have to have a return on investment. If I spend 50 or 60 cents a click and get 0 people that destroyed my domain name, destroyed my autoresponder, the return on investment actually cost me like $10 a lead because
Hmm.
I got to get a new
Yeah,
autoresponder, I got to get a new domain,
yeah, and you
because
don't
the
use
health
that
of your
solo
domain.
provider no more.
Oh no, oh no. And then you got people out there that just send in people that aren't looking for anything. They're looking for a side job or a side hustle or
Hmm.
something that's is not going to help you. They're going to get people that don't open your emails that hurt your autoresponder. Okay. I mean, come
Yeah,
on. So you spend a little bit
been there.
more, you get a targeted lead that you're going to benefit from sooner or later because this offer that we have for them today might not fit them today. They might
Right.
not have time to look at the website. You don't know their situation, but they're on your list. Targeted people are on your list. The next offer, let's say you have a new offer come down the road. You've built your residual up here. Now you have a new offer, or you want to add an additional income to your household. Send them that. Okay.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
in your email, send them that offer. In PLS, there's hundreds of things you can send them. You can
Right.
create another page and send it to them, but do not send them another opt in page.
Right.
They're already on your list.
Right.
Send them a sales page, for something else, PLS, leads lightning, anything. Okay. You have gold when you have a targeted list. If you spend $1 for a lead, you have that lead forever. How many times can you make money from that lead? I still have making money from the leads I bought 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So did that lead cost me $1? Yep. How much did I make off of it? I don't know. It's like, I think I make like $14 per lead over a period of 6 years. That's what it worked out. So far, I've made like $1.2 million in the last 5 years. And my list is 50,000. And I lose 10 or 12 people that get off the list. They're tired of my crap or whatever.
Right.
I
Right.
don't get off my list. I don't care. I don't want you. Either you're going to read my email or you get off my list. Buy my stuff. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Send
You
them
want
something that makes
people
them mad.
to buy your stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
T-
send anybody. You
Tell
get,
them the truth.
yeah,
If they don't build an economy today, then if you watch what's going on today in the economy with inflation and legislation,
yeah,
I got to tell people. I've talked to some of my friends. They're in their 70s and 80s. I said, you should have been thinking about doing this 20, 25 years ago,
oh yeah,
or even 10 years ago.
for sure.
I said, because they're coming after you. All right. They're doubling down on you know uh, agents with
Mm,
the
yeah,
Infernal Revenue Service. I don't have anything nice to say about them, so I'm not going to say it here. But
no,
they're doubling down. Who are they going to go after? Okay, they're going to go after entrepreneurs. You better get in there and start making your money now.
yeah,
Okay,
hmm
and set yourself up with tax exemption, as an LLC or whatever,
Mm.
and start making some money. I said, because this is the time that people are making money. In the times of high inflation, a lot of people don't know where to turn,
Yep.
but they also want it simple. Okay, they said, well, I don't know how to program. That's okay. You don't
Me
have to
too.
know how to program and hack. Leave that to the old gurus like me and Franco and Frank and Brian Bracken and Jeff Mills, all these guys that know how to do the code. We'll put the pages together. All you got to do is follow instructions, plug and play, plug and play, plug and play.
Simple.
Step 1, step 2, step 3, ABC 1, 2, 3. Remember that little Michael Jackson song?
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep it simple.
The funny thing is with Frank's funnel, it is as simple as it gets. But
Yeah,
here we go.
you got to
I
watch
had
all
a
3
template,
videos.
but they won't. They won't.
Yeah,
They
I
don't.
keep sending them back. If
I
they
do
come
too.
and ask me questions, I can tell
Mhm.
if they didn't watch the video.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, because even Frank says, watch them over and over if you have to, so that you internalize it.
Yeah. Well, here's the
Franco
key.
says the same thing.
The people that I'm running into don't know that they need to go get that email, get into their back office, leave it open
Yeah,
up another tab and go watch the videos so you can perform the actions in your back office. I got people watching the videos and they're nilly-willy saying, well, I'm all set up. I said, no, you're not. How do I know? Because I didn't get an email from Udemy saying you got a new link or you have a new affiliate. I
right.
know. I know. So I made a video on my
And you don't
YouTube.
see them in your PLS back office either. If
Well,
they're
if
not
they're,
showing up as a gold, they're not set up.
well, no, even if they are gold, they're not set up.
Right.
Okay. So they're gold. I get on there, I text them, I email them, I text them again, and then I email them again from my personal email. Are you set up? Well, yeah, I'm set up. No, you're not. Well, how do you know? Because you didn't do the step 3. I said, did you open your back office? What back office? Oh, yeah, come on. So I made a video. I said, here's the email that you need. Click on my company admin, go there, leave it open a new tab, go watch the video, stop the video, go back to the PLS back office, perform the task,
Yeah, go
go
back and
back to
forth,
the
back and forth.
video,
Yeah,
and then watch it again.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's still people saying, oh, yeah, I'm set up. No, you're not. You have no idea.
And this is where I think we have the advantage. We can set up a Zoom call in the group once we get them in the chat group or in the Facebook group, support group. We have the advantage of actually getting on a 101 call. And I've done this with a few of your people.
Yeah, so
We'll get them on the call. And, if they have to keep rescheduling, okay, fine. Just let me know when you're available. I'm not going to chase them down. I'm here.
yeah.
But I've had calls with Cyprus, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Ireland. I have people from all over the world. I just figure out the time zones. And it may be 2:00 in the morning or 6:00 in the evening where they're at. Philippines is 13 hours ahead of me, 12 hours ahead of Eastern.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. And I'll get on there on a one-on-one call and I'll get them set up. It's not because, I'm a wizard. I'm not. It's just I've been doing this for a long time and I know how to go through step 1, 2, 3, bam, bam, bam. Get them up and running where they can start driving traffic to that site and they start making money.
That's the key.
Then they're happy and they stay, because what happens when they're not making money and they can't figure it out, and it's so easy, plug and play.
It is easy. I mean, it is super easy. They just have to open that email. They keep telling me they didn't get the email. I said, you've got the email. Then I showed them a picture of the email. I pointed to the thing. Go here, enter this. This is what they sent you.
Yeah.
Oh. Again, I said, and you know what? It's not their fault. They're brand new. I get it.
It's kind of a new paradigm for this culture.
Hmm.
We find a lot of people in this industry, and I talk to people locally here in Lubbock, Texas, and across the world, whether they're millennials or they're in the old geezer squad like me. Um, they're just not familiar with the internet paradigm of doing business on the internet. It's
No.
kind of new to them.
Hmm.
They don't know how it operates. They want to enter a fake email. Well, that's okay. It'll redirect them over to the video. They can
Yeah.
watch. But when it comes time to create an account, that's when they're going to have to get real, because that's why they call it a funnel, because it weeds out the tire kickers.
All right. Yeah.
You know, it funnels them out.
And if they
Uh,
realize that all you got to do, and sometimes you really have to make this clear. My last text that I send, and I'm going to get ready to send them to 71 people today, is when you turn on this funnel, it's go time. You will start getting paid.
yeah,
Okay. I mean, that's a fact. I'm not laying any bull down. Okay.
right.
If you turn that funnel on, it's set up, you will start making money.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. I'm not bull crapping anybody.
Yeah. This is
Okay.
not buffalo sausage.
No, it's true. You are ready to make money. Now, what's the next step? Okay, I'm ready. Well, the next step is traffic, lead generation, social media, YouTube, whatever you want to do. It's exposure, man. Like a laser, not like the sunshine, like a laser. When you focus on the
Eamon
laser,
McAvoy makes a
you
good
win.
comment here, keeping it simple.
Yeah.
And by the way, thank you, Iman, for coming on and contributing to the chat. Share this out if you want to. Share it out to your groups or your timeline, and get your people on this call, because I used the analogy one day with a lady that I work with over at church. She's a bookkeeper, and we have festivals and events around town different times of year. We have the state fair, the county fair. Uh, and I said, it's kind of like selling hot dogs, to raise money for the church. Well, you don't, where do you go to sell those hot dogs? You got to get into the right audience. You find a hungry crowd at the state fair, you get your permits and you're set up and everything, and you'll sell a lot of hot dogs and Coca-Cola.
Sure.
This is kind of like, here, we got to find the right market, and you have found the right market. I've got a few solo ad providers that I use, and I've tried some other things, that work up to a point. But the biggest thing, that you make clear about using, let's say, Traffic Authority at cashmaker1.com, you've got people that are looking for this type of product, so they're familiar with how the internet operates, and this is where they got to go. They really do. Solo ads is great. We're in the lead generation business. You build the leads, build the pipeline, and the money will follow.
Yeah, I'm not telling you not to do other things. Free is good. Okay.
Yeah,
But you got
some
to do it
free works.
consistent. You got to do consistent. You can, like Facebook, I am not a big fan of. Hey, I'm
Right.
just not good at it. If I'm not good at it, I'm going to have someone else do it. You know what I mean? It just makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
when it comes to social media, I do a lot of testing for engagement, but I
yeah,
don't make a living off of social media. I don't care if it's Instagram.
no.
I got too many people calling me honey and dear on Instagram. Okay. If that gives you any idea what type of people that are trying to engage me, I usually just block them.
That's
But,
funny.
but yeah,
Yeah.
social media, if you use it right, work your warm market with the script that Frank gave you. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you can get some people, but I
That
know
works.
these people. These are not people that I just talk to once every 5
Mm,
years. These are people I talk to every day.
yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. And whether they're interested or not, they get the link, they look at it, and they say, no, not for me. Fine. I never bother them again.
Hmm.
Where I get, like you, my biggest lead generation is with solo ads
Yeah.
and targeted solo ads.
Yeah.
I don't. I use MLGS and I use some of the others like T for Me and all that. But after a while, you kind of wear them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Your
Uh,
capture page also gets seen by their list. And that's when you need to start changing things up. If you're going to use the same uh, vendor over and over again, you
yeah, if
gotta
you ever used a rotator
change
and
it.
put various pages in that
Mhm.
rotator and just give the vendor a rotator link
Yeah.
where it cycles through about 10 of your pages,
Right.
because you
Yeah.
can track the hits on those.
Sure. Oh yeah.
I've tested
Hey,
rotators. Some
inside
do
of
better than others.
cashmaker1.com, there is a rotator provided to you that I put my team in, and it counts the percentages of everything that happened inside that rotator. Who got this? Who got that? Who got this? Who got this? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's another cool thing that you should be. I track everything. I mean,
Yeah.
every hit, lick, split, everything. I track it all. I know where my sales are coming from. I
Now,
know
do
where
you
my
have
leads are
people
coming
using
from.
the same metrics?
Do I have people?
Do you, in your people that are in the rotator, do you have them use the same website as far as
Um,
metrics?
I
Same
could put,
layout, text, everything. It just
yeah,
redirects to a different
yeah, yeah,
funnel.
yeah. Like if I was to run the Cash Now funnel, which I just finished up, I don't know, 2,500 clicks. Um, and now I got 70 golds and I don't know, 1,500
Yeah,
leads.
you had 50 last week.
Yeah, I got 71, I believe now.
What'd you do? Put some octane on
Well,
them?
no, I mean, it's funny, I wake
Yeah,
up in the morning, I got 5 or 6, and next morning I wake up, it's, 2 or 3, I don't know. But
yeah,
I'm using the autoresponder in PLS because I have my own email series that I made after they've opted in and they're getting a couple of days of Frank's. I send them mine.
right.
Boom. Now,
Now, did you make an editable copy of Frank's
yeah, yeah,
autoresponder? Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I did too.
yeah, I did that. And I changed the subject lines because I know if I can get them to open the email, Frank's short emails work. They
Yep,
work. All I do is change them up a little bit because that tells Google, say, oh, that looks familiar, but it's really not. So I'm going to deliver this one. Okay.
mm-hmm,
So, and I change subject lines. That's my game. I'm a good subject line guy.
right.
Is something wrong? You know, are you okay? I don't. Those are my favorite ones. Is something wrong? Are you okay? What was the other one? Just checking in with you and transaction voided. Your account's free.
Yeah,
Those right there have made me more money than you can shake a stick at.
yeah,
Are you okay? Let me know.
yeah,
I tried
yeah,
texting you. Please respond. I mean, these
yeah,
are simple things that
yeah. You
you'll
write
learn.
it like it was a personal letter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't ever copy anybody's crap, because guess what?
Even if their stuff is good.
I don't know. I mean, Frankie's stuff is great. His short emails get attention, and they work.
They're short and punchy.
But if you have 10,000 people sending that same email out, it's not going in the inbox.
Hmm.
Your email, Frank's will, yours won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to think that way. Think that way. It's all about you right now. It's all about you. You set up the funnel. You drove targeted traffic. Now you send the email that's going to get your money. Okay.
Yeah.
Because right now I won't have to run traffic for 2 weeks because I have enough leads in there where I'll be making sales. I also have enough golds where I can start working and getting them set up properly, and then I'll do a traffic rotator with all of them so they start going. And that, guess what? I make 50% match. So I'm actually getting paid to help my team get paid. Isn't
Right.
that something?
Yeah.
I love this stuff. This
Oh yeah.
business is awesome.
Yeah.
Where are you going to
Uh,
find a job like this?
That's where, I said the same thing to some other team members that I work with on a regular basis. I've got some people that I've been working with for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Yep.
I said, I won't run a rotator with more than 10 people in it
Yeah.
because then it turns too slow.
Yeah.
You put up to 10 people and you put it on a high traffic site, whether it's a solo ad or native ad,
Mm-hmm.
that rotator is going to spin like the button on a hen house door. Okay. If I can use an old Texas farm
Yeah,
boy
cool.
euphemism,
I never
it's
heard
it,
that one.
it's going to spin like the button on a hen house door, or it's going to spin like the lock on the corral. Okay. Um, so, yeah, you want something that spins and gives everybody a good distribution. So if I buy traffic, you know, in a native ad, and I'm getting, let's say, I target my audience, down to about 5 million impressions per month, then I'm going to have it down to maybe 5 people in that rotator.
How many leads do you get from that?
I get a lot of leads, but not in the PLS.
Oh.
Uh, I've got right now close to 300,000, that I've gotten over the past couple of years. I've had over 200 million at one time, but I've been doing this for 25 years, and then I archived them. I don't kill non-buyers. I don't destroy them.
No, you segment
Some
them. I get it.
I
I do
segment
that.
them and put them off into an archive file
Yeah.
because that, if you don't, it will hurt your autoresponder metrics. Okay.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's like with Get Response or Aweber, eye contact, contact, even Traffic Wave has
Mhm.
excellent deliverability. But I'll look at the SOCs, send open click rates,
Mhm.
and if some of these people are not actually clicking through, then they get segmented.
Mhm. For
I
sure.
don't destroy them. I just put them off into another file somewhere, and
Mhm.
I export them.
Yep.
I just take them out of the autoresponder database
I
because,
love the clickers. The clickers.
yeah, they
That's what I
click
call them.
through. They
It's the
not
clickers,
only
man.
they not only open, but they actually click through.
Yeah. And you got
Uh,
to tell them in your email, click here or tap here.
yeah,
Don't leave it. When you put it in there, you got a hyperlink in there. Don't think just because you emailed them, they're going to click on that because some people think, oh, that's just a pretty blue word. You know
yeah.
what I
I
mean?
use left caret, right caret with the
Yeah.
equal sign, and I put click here. I put
Yeah.
it in bold blue with a yellow
Yep.
background, and I just
Uh-huh.
say click here.
Yep.
Or I use one of those buttons.
Yeah. I use a button all the time.
I used, the continue here,
You want to
yellow
know what
button.
the best color button to use? Here's some valuable information for you here.
Let me
I've
guess.
tested. Go
Let
ahead.
me red.
Nope. That
No,
was the worst. The red was
because
the worst.
red is an angry color, but it's also an action color.
Yeah.
So what do you
Black.
use? Black.
Black. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I
Black is
was I would think, maybe green for money,
yeah.
yellow for
I've tried that.
go.
Green went up pretty
Uh,
good.
blue is okay,
Like a
but
hunter green that did pretty
even
well.
even Iman says blue. you know,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
blue was up there. Like a fluorescent blue is good.
Facebook user, if you give StreamYard permission to display your name, we would know who you are. Unless you want to type in your name and let us know who you are. Green was another, color
Yeah.
that I was thinking, but
Yeah.
black, I'm going to have to try that.
Black.
Okay,
Yeah.
black it is. All
I did
right.
A/B testing. I spent like $2,500 to do A/B testing on certain subject lines, certain uh, buttons, and I tell you what, I was surprised. I wasn't even going to put black in there.
Well, I got a buddy over in Thailand. He changed one word in his subject line.
Oh yeah.
He woke up the next morning with $800 in sales.
Oh yeah. Well, like I told
Just
you, we were
changing one
talking
word.
before. We were talking before, and I got a text from my other company. Congrats, you just earned $800 commission. That's a pretty nice day.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice day. And I'm still in my shorts and flip flops.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go on the tractor after this. But
Yeah. Back when I was in February the 6th, I went into the hospital with 103.8 fever.
whew,
I didn't feel sick. I didn't feel hot, but I tested positive for COVID-19, no variants, just the plain old fashioned. And I was sick. I was in the hospital for 10 days,
whew.
and I was just kind of in and out of consciousness for like the first 5 days. I don't even remember the first 5 days.
Wow.
Uh, I had a patron, my patron saint, Saint Andrew the First called. He's Apostle Peter's brother. He was standing at the foot of my bed, and I was having conversations with him. Okay, that's how close I was. Okay.
Wow.
When I got out 10 days later, I had lost 50 pounds. I came home and, self quarantined. My neighbors were picking up the mail for me while I was in the hospital. About a week later, they brought this box full of mail over to the house. And I
Hmm.
was going through the mail. You know how you do. You got your A pile and your B pile.
Yeah.
I got B pile is really big, okay, because that's a lot of junk. The A pile, I had some important stuff in there. I kept seeing envelopes with checks
Cool.
from Traffic Wave, from ClickBank, and then I looked online, in my bank, and I had direct deposit because after I started getting some checks from ClickBank, I said, maybe I need to go direct deposit so I don't have to worry about my mail being stuck out there in the box. So that's what I did. I get paid once a week. Once you do the work and get everything set up, you could be near death
Yeah.
in the hospital and still be making money
Yep.
and still getting paid and
True.
still be getting paid, whether you get checks in the mail or get them direct deposited. So, yeah, do
But
the
how do you do
work,
that? First thing you know, you got to make sure you're set up.
get set up. It's not hard. It's simple to get set
Oh,
up.
yeah.
And if you still can't figure it out, get on a call with us,
Yeah.
okay?
Call
We
somebody.
will walk you through it because in Zoom, we can actually take on a one on one call. I can take over their screen and I can do it for them. I would rather do it for them
Yeah.
to see them get going,
Yeah.
okay? Rather than try to tell them, go here, click here, do this, do
I
that.
know.
Just do
That's
it
why
for them.
I just put a video up on YouTube and I sent it to all of my goals. I said, here it is. Here's your easy button. This is the button that's going to make life easy. And all I really did is told them you need to keep your PLS back office open. Go do the setup, perform the task over here, go back to the video, step one, step two, step three. I'll know when you're ready because I'm going to get your link from Udemy saying you're good to go. And
Hmm.
now let's start working. Okay. But they got to get set up. I mean, you got to get set up. You got to go big. You got to go fast.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, your job's over. Okay. You ready? Yeah. Let's get set up. It's
Yeah.
real simple. So, I mean, if you're watching this and you're not set up yet, get set up. Okay. I mean, it's real simple, real simple, and drive good traffic. If you got questions
Yeah.
about traffic when you get there, let me know. Okay.
Now,
We're going to ask you,
I use some
what
good
link?
guys. I mean, they're great guys and they got some good traffic, but you don't, it's like Frank says, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket with one solo ad provider.
Nope.
You get over to cashmaker1.com and go with Traffic Authority. I signed up under Bob Rodell, friend of mine up in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. I know, Bob.
Bob is an Okie boy.
Mhm.
He's my younger brother lives up in Tulsa. I grew up and went to school in Tulsa before we went to overseas and then came back. And Bob's a hometown boy.
I
So
think I met Bob in Atlanta. I went there. I had a speaking engagement for list leverage, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting coffee, and I don't know if this is the same Bob or not, but the guy came up behind me. He says, "Hey, are you Tennessee Todd?" I said, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah.
Hell, I never thought that
You'd know
anybody.
Bob if you saw him because he's got this big old beard and everything, and long hair, and he's got
Oh,
a
I can't.
beautiful
Yeah, I
family.
don't know if it's him or not, but I know it was Bob, and it
Yeah,
sounded like Riddle,
yeah.
Riddle.
Riddell, Riddell,
Oh, okay, maybe Le. I'm thinking.
Riddell.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Really nice guy, man. We had coffee together, and it's pretty cool. Pretty
Iman
cool.
asked a question. He says, "Do you have any videos on tracking? How to do some tracking
I don't.
in the back office of traffic authority?" I signed up under Bob. I do know this much: you can track your ads.
Oh, absolutely.
They have tracking, so you can put, and I do a real easy. Let's say I'm putting something out over on MLGS. I make a subdomain on it, and that's the only place I put it. You
Hmm.
know, I use mlgs.mytopleveldomain.com so that anything comes into that group, I know it came from MLGS, and I get a lot.
Hmm.
If I'm doing uh, a solo ad run with Zane over at Solo Ad Universe, SOA, okay, SOA 1, SOA 2, SOA 3, depending on which page I'm using. Usually I'm using LP6.
Hmm.
So it's SOA, LP6, and, boom, there it
Yeah.
goes.
I mean,
It,
you can do that in Traffic Optimizer. If you have
yeah,
Optimizer and Traffic Authority, all you do is you go in there and you put your link in it. So it's like cashnow100k.com and just put /TA. That means Traffic Authority
right.
/Glenn, whoever the solo vendor is, and it'll track and it'll show you who
Yeah,
got what right there.
right,
Okay. You don't need to know everything. You know what I mean?
right.
It's like, oh man, my wife's got the light on. I go, oh man, wonder how that works. Just go flip the switch.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't try to figure it out. Flip the
right.
switch. Put your domain in and flip the switch. Now you got traffic generating. You got targeted leads coming into your business while you're sleeping, while you're doing something else that's income generating, like social media, making a video on YouTube or going to Instagram or running ads somewhere else. You
Oh, I
always
get a
have
lot off of YouTube.
something going. You always have something going. And your return on investment will be, it's not going to be today. Like I said, I still use my list for a long time.
Yeah,
So I keep making money off of that list over and over. How about that traffic 5 years ago? You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
it's like an investment. It's like you have become, when you build your email list, you have become now your own traffic source. You
right.
don't have to buy any more traffic once you have a list.
Yeah,
All you do is make up a good email, send it out. You
right.
win. That's how simple this is. So don't worry about how the light comes on when you flip the switch. Just go flip the switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't
And
worry about it.
here's
Let other
another
people
little
figure that
trick.
out.
Here's another little trick that I found here a few months ago that very few people in PLS knew about.
What's that?
Okay. Um, all right, Alfonso Jones. By the way, I gave StreamYard permission. LOL. Well, you might have to log out and refresh and then come back, Alfonso. That way your name would show up along with your picture and profile. Um, but the AMMS in the back of PLS, the automatic marketing messaging system,
Mm-hmm.
you can connect it. They've got annual events in there like 4th of July, Veterans
Oh
Day, and
yeah.
they have special messages. Well, you can create your own broadcast email segment, autoresponder with 1, 2, or 3 messages and have it trigger once a month or trigger on the second Thursday of each month
Is
or
it an
have it
email or is it an SMS?
It's in email. It's sent out by the autoresponder to your list, and you can send them to everybody, or you can target and segment your groups, but use the AMS. It's under the email text, drop down to just below. Well, hell, let me just show you. Okay. Why don't I do that? Can I show everybody?
This is kind of funny that I was just thinking this. I've been in PLS for what, 17 days?
You can put that autoresponder on automatic.
Yeah. Well,
and have it go out once a week.
That's awesome. I love that. But here's the deal. I don't even know what I'm doing. But I'm dominating the leaderboards.
You're dominating the leaderboards, but you're doing it manually.
Yeah. Okay. Why? I don't know.
You're consistent
in that back office, like Ernest knows. I don't, and I will learn it. Somebody said if somebody gives you an opportunity and you don't know anything about, just get in. You can ask questions and figure it out later.
We're coming up on a hard hour here in about 8 minutes, and I just wanted to share this real quick and show people where this is at. If I can,
yeah, please.
I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go in without sound. I'm not going to share any sound. So what I'm going to do is open up now this is for all the PLS users. I'm going to go in and open up my companyadmin.com. This is where you log in. So all you new users, you need to go in there and get your account set up. I'm not going to walk you through this, getting plugged in, but I am going to show you this right here. You go to email text, the automated holiday messages, click. It's going to bring it up. Okay, let me move this out of the way. And you see I got a bunch of reds that are turned off. I got happy birthday, cash now, viral video, AMMS, and everything. You can create a new event. Okay.
That's cool.
So I can come in here and say, heads up. And we want this to start, let's say tomorrow. Okay. What's tomorrow? Friday?
I have no idea.
We can,
I don't know.
Or let's see, today is Thursday the 11th. So let's say I start this on next Tuesday. Okay. No, wait a minute. Tomorrow is Friday. Let's go ahead and start this tomorrow. Okay. And we want it to repeat every week, or let's say once a week. If you want it to go every week, every single week, or every 12th week, okay, or every third week, you can cycle it out, or every fourth week.
And you could do this just one single time, like an email blast.
Yeah, or you can set it up.
That's awesome.
Every month, or you can set it up for once a year. Or you can come down here and select every first, second, third, fourth, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday through Sunday of the month. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you real quick. We want this to go out every fourth week. Okay, just kind of a tickler. We're going to send it out every 4 weeks. Then we're going to come down.
I think we lost you, man.
You still there, Todd?
There we go. We got
you. Oh, it was something with my calendar and the weather. Let me go ahead and submit. All right. Now we've got heads up. What we need to do to get this turned green, all right, is to come down here and attach it to an email. All right. So we're going to send it out to, let's see, I've got one already made. Uh, Cash Now, world exclusive, heads up, 2 messages. Okay. Let me select that. And we want to segment it to only those groups who signed up for this particular offer. All right. So I could send it out. This is an account I just recently took ownership. So that's why it's not, you know, green. It's not all green, I don't think. uh, so I wanted to send it to specific groups, and we only want it to go out to this one right here because that's my top level domain. And maybe those that clicked on a link, they click through. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Email open. So they opened the email. Now I'm going to come in here and click this to enable it and then save the changes. All right. So I want to view and make sure that I'm using the right email. All right. I tried texting you. Are you busy? See, I followed your formula.
Yeah.
The old geezer has learned from the younger guys. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Okay.
Dominate, man.
What I did is I made an automated autoresponder. Now this doesn't show you everything, you know, graphically, but it shows you kind of with just text and code.
Yeah.
But I just kind of go back in there and just tell them, you know, you requested information about the Cash Now funnel using the email address, and it plugs in their email from your IP number. And I just wanted to make sure the information you requested didn't get lost in the shuffle. Okay. Click here to watch the orientation. Go back. I send them back. Okay. Send them back to watch the orientation and then do step 1, 2, and 3. I tell them,
Yep.
like you said, you got to tell people what to do.
You're right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then I put in my variables for first, last name, and my email. All right. And I tell them at the end, watch the video in their order as noted above. Don't skip ahead or you'll miss all the steps. After you've watched all 4 videos, reply back to me when you have finished and we'll proceed from there. Okay. Now, that is on day 0. This is on the next day. Okay.
Mhm.
Basically, it's the same message, all right, that goes out on day 0, which is the first.
Mhm.
And the way this is set up, and I'm going to show it to you, okay, in the preview. I've got it hot page linked to step 1, step 2, step 3. I used all the hot links. Now, this is shareable. Now, a lot of people say, well, Ernest, I don't know how to do that. Once I get it plugged in, you don't have to know how to plug this stuff in. Just grab the share code and plug it in and use it. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I've got this enabled. I've saved the changes. Come back up here. And now the heads up is ready to go. It's ready to fire off
Cool.
on the date that it's been scheduled to go. All right. So let's look at that message that goes out by going down here to view edit campaigns. And I see the message that's being delivered to them. It's not that
Mhm.
one. Where is it? Here it is. The follow-up heads up, 2 messages. Okay. And this is where I would go in and edit. Okay. So if anybody wants this, I can give it to them because it's plugged in with variables. It's shareable. I
Right.
think I already shared it. Click here for sharing. Okay.
That's pretty cool, man, because what that tells me is that you can go in and create a campaign, so to
I've already
speak.
made it for them.
Well, I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
If I can go in there and create a campaign, enable it, and just send it as like a one-time broadcast, I can do this one time.
Yeah.
Okay. I can offer a coupon. Okay.
Now you can turn off the AMS.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
don't have to use the automatic messaging system. You
Yeah.
can turn it off and use it as a manual when you feel like it. You can do it when you want.
That is cool. I like that.
I like to do it at least once a month to
Mm-hmm.
kind of tickle people. If I had a sign up date function in this autoresponder, that would even be better, because then I could say you signed up on such and such date. All
Yeah.
right. But it doesn't have that variable in there.
Yeah.
All right. What it does have, okay, if I open this up and I go up here to the place of variable, it
Mm-hmm.
has, these right here. Okay. It
Yeah.
doesn't have the date that they signed up. If you use these variables, then you better start getting some lessons with Brian Bracken, okay? Because even this is above my pay grade. All right.
Well,
You
see,
can
in my
place it, track them.
emails, when I send out, when I created my own autoresponder, that now that my traffic is stopped until I don't know when the next one kicks in, but my traffic is stopped. So I have 1,500, 1,600 leads in there that are getting Frank's follow up messages. Now they're going to get my follow up messages. And guess what? Boom. I'm going to be signing up people, but I make my stuff real basic. Okay.
Yeah.
And I add my other businesses. At the bottom, it says PS.
Right.
If you want more income, go here.
Right.
And guess what? If they're not interested in the cash now funnel, because hey, let's face it, everyone doesn't drive a Chevy,
Right.
right? So they might not like the cash now funnel. But guess what? I have for you. For you opening the email, I'm going to give you a bonus. What's the
Yeah.
bonus?
Yeah.
The bonus is click here, and I
Yeah.
take them over to my multiple income funnels. That's another funnel that just generates me money. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know. I think I made like $200 last night. And I didn't do anything. This is like the cash now funnel. You're not doing anything. You set it up, you push the button, and you flip the switch and make it happen, Captain.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
create a mess. Don't try to learn everything,
Right.
because I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I know
Right.
how to make money, and I know how to make it happen by flipping a switch. And 99% of the people out there are that way. You know
Yep.
what I mean? They'll learn as they go, and hopefully they set up, hit the switch, run the traffic, get paid. But you got to make sure your green lights are on, guys. Make sure you green, green, green,
That's right.
emerald, diamond, at least diamond. Start getting some $100 bills. Yes, you can
Yeah.
jump over. I have people jump over the emerald because they don't want a monthly problem, because they're thinking like a tire changer. They're not thinking like a millionaire.
Right.
Okay? I need money every month. What does gold and emerald get me? It gets me money every month. But I
Yeah.
also want $100 bills. You got to turn that diamond on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turn the elite on. You get some big dollars with the elite.
Yeah. I'm gonna share my screen with you one more time and just show people, I had a colleague that I was working with that just could not get it. And because I had put so much work into this account, he was going to give it up and cancel. And I said, no, let me buy it from you. All I got to do is take ownership. And all he wanted was his month of $53.97 back. He knew
I
he
can't
wasn't going to
believe
get
it.
the other 4 months back, but
Mm.
he just couldn't get it. Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
And I said, let me take it over and do something with it. And no sooner had I taken it over, I've got, I think I had one, now I got two goals. All right. But this was like last week.
Mhm.
So this is kind of a new account. So what I got to do, my next step is get this scaled up to go all the way. I'm going to have 2 accounts under Cindy Anderson, and they're going to be all in,
Cool.
and she's going to make some money off of these 2 accounts because my other account, I've got diamond and platinum. I don't have the emerald and the elite.
Mhm.
So I've got to take these and get them plugged in, because right now, anybody that upgrades past me, it's going to Cindy, and I don't mind helping her. Bless her
Mhm.
heart. She's just, Cindy is the sweetest person. I know
Yeah,
her and her 2 boys, and she's working her butt off.
that's
Karin
awesome.
Petty, Karin Petty is her upline, so Karin gets a little override. Uh,
That's awesome.
so you know,
Yeah,
I want Cindy to get something out of this until I actually upgrade. Then she'll start getting the overrides. Okay.
yeah,
And that's, or the check match bonus, whatever they call it. So,
yeah.
yeah, I've got some work to do, and I'm generating leads with it, but I'm doing probably too much technical creation and doing content creation when I need to be just driving leads.
You're good at that, man. You are good at all that fancy stuff. Because
Yeah,
I'm not that, man. That is not
because
my thing. It's like
if
I
I
got
didn't
10 thumbs. Like, "Bruh, no,
if I
here,
didn't
I
have an
know."
account signed up under Bob Riddell, I'd be signing up under you.
I
Okay.
smash the button, man. I get up every morning and I smash the lead generation button.
Yeah,
That's how you make money.
that's it.
Position yourself, get set up, position yourself to make more money, drive traffic, and make money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my job. You
Yeah.
know, that's it. My wife says, "What'd you do today?" I said, "Lead generation." She said,
Yeah.
"You're a nut."
Yeah.
So anyway, well, cool, man. I appreciate you having me on, and we're gonna go get busy. I'm gonna go ride around on the tractor. I'm digging a pond in the back of my
Well,
property.
I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to say thank you so much for coming in here and sharing your wealth of knowledge with everybody.
No, I appreciate it.
This will be available for replay in the group. I'll take the link and I'll share it into the chat group, and I'll take the embed code and see if I can make an MP4 out of it and put it up on the YouTube channel, because I'm getting traffic off the YouTube channel.
Man, I love
I'm
that.
getting signups. I get emails from,
I love that.
PLS.
You might
Uh,
have to show me how to share this on YouTube because I don't have a clue.
yeah, it's a little bit of hacking. You got to open up the source code and find, where to plug it in, and put it on center and get it in between the cell blocks and
It's
make
like,
sure it doesn't.
did you see my eyes roll back? Like, oh man, I'll never do
Yeah, it's even Brian Bracken shows people how to do this, but he does it slow. Okay.
it. Yeah. Oh man, I'm
Because
slow when it
he
comes to
says,
that.
go over here, do this,
Mhm,
find
mhm.
this, and then plug it in right there, double click this, and it'll override that, and put, Brian is good,
Oh yeah, I've heard, but
and
not me. As long as the way I do it still works good or great, I'm in.
yeah,
I'll depend and help. And I'll actually pay people to do the hard stuff because I don't know it. You know what I mean? That's like, if my car's broke, I take it to a mechanic. I don't take it to the doctor's office. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like flipping a switch. I don't care how the light comes on, but if I flip that switch and the light don't come on, I got a problem.
Well, hang on before I close this call out. I'm going to put you back in the green room. Don't leave. Don't hang up just yet. I'm going to let you get back on your tractor, but I just want to have some closing comments for all of our viewers. So just
Okay,
hang in there and stay
put my
uh,
eyes on.
in the uh, in the green room until I get back. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all of you who have been watching this, I tell you what, this is such an honor to watch Todd and to have him share with us what he has just shared with us today. Go over, if you don't have a Traffic Authority account, go over there and sign up with him, okay, over at Cashmaker One. And, even if you're not on his team and his downline, you can get into his Traffic Authority and find good buyers in traffic. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, leaving comments. Alphonse Jones, Iman McAvoy, and anybody else that's been here to comment. Stick with us, and I will see you on the next StreamYard Live in the training. Uh, and that's Ernest Odell. We're out of here. Adios.